Dustin, we're probably like, I'd say like 5 weeks in now. It's been going on a little bit.
2 months.
Yeah, it's been 2 months since the OSBA has kicked off, which I kind of take as the
Yeah.
official start of the year.
Yep.
Um, you're obviously working with Lincoln in some capacity, so you've gotten to see a lot of these teams. Obviously, you know a lot about Lincoln, you know a little bit about Berloque, whatever. What are just some general themes that you've been taking this year?
I think Canadian high school basketball is in kind of a scary spot.
Hmm.
I think it's
Explain.
in a scary spot based on the amount of kids that we have playing high level prep basketball with the lack of resources to run high level prep basketball.
Hmm.
And I'm talking about a ton of programs. I would like to know an official count of prep schools and kids that are playing in prep schools based on kids and universities that take these kids. My biggest thing with when I was with Oakville was 100% of my guys got opportunities to play at college or university that I recruited.
Right.
So if I brought you in, you had a chance to play post secondary basketball. If I recruited you, other kids were put on the team. Some kids didn't make universities, and some kids that I recruited didn't end up taking their spots, but they all had an option.
Right.
I don't think that happens very often. So if you are running a prep school and you've never coached basketball, what is the value?
Well,
What
you get to
is
charge these kids a ridiculous amount of money to play basketball.
and it shows because they're all paying a ton of money, but
Hmm.
a lot of them don't get any better or they're playing in some weird system that doesn't translate. And then there's teams like Steve's team in Fort Erie
Yep.
and New Horizon, like they play pretty good basketball based on what they got. And they're just like the kids are playing hard. They understand defensive concepts. They understand spacing and they learn sets. Like that is transferable. Like when it's a drive kick out three, you have to shoot it. We have other teams and a lot of other teams that I'm watching. It's just like it's not high level. And
Hmm.
then the kids are paying $8 to $25,000, $30,000 with no chance of playing at another level unless they're gonna pay to be a walk on at Southern Idaho State Technical University, you know what I mean, and pay 70 grand a year. But
Right.
it's just not realistic. And we don't have resources with coaches. We don't have resources with funding. Like it's just all private funded. There's no governing board. There's no rules to these prep schools. There's prep schools whose director is a university coach, which is a clear recruiting violation, but there is no board in Canada handling it. Where the states that would be never be allowed. We have rep circuits being played during high school time. That's not allowed in the US. You can't play AAU games while high school is going.
It's a double end thing, right? Because I feel like it's good to have structure, it's good to have regulation, but then when it gets overly regulated, you get these stupid rules. Like
No,
I
I
was,
agree.
I've, and we're not going to talk about it right now, but I've been going through the NCAA bylaws
Yeah.
for a few weeks now, and dude, some of these rules, like you may not offer a player more than two drink, like more
Yeah.
than a reasonable amount of refreshments during their official visit, which has to happen between Friday and Saturday between business.
No, it's
Like
crazy.
like they go overboard. But when you have the wild wild west, I understand it, and I just hope that players and parents specifically aren't getting duped into paying an absurd amount of money, not knowing that, oh, this team doesn't really have a chance of competing, and this team hasn't actually ever sent anyone D1, but they're promising my kid's good enough for D1.
Yeah. No,
It's ignorant.
it's robbery. And
Mhm.
actually with Let It Fly, what we're doing is we're trying to really build like basketball the right way, like develop the skills when they're young that they understand about how to play at the next level. And what we're also going to do, and not even offer to charge or anything, but it's just like kind of break down Canadian prep scene for all these people because their parents are like, oh, my kids are going to get ready. What do we do for prep in grade 9? Like we'll offer all this advice and whatnot, and they're just like, listen, let's just ride it out in high school. If he dominates, then we can make
Right.
a decision. You know what I mean? Like These are
And
financial burdens that people can't afford.
and if you there's a lot of people that watch a lot of the Eskandy Sports Pod episodes, and they probably exhausted by me saying this, but the best way to prepare for grade 9 prep is to not play grade 9 prep, in my opinion. Grade
Agreed.
9, 10,
Like if
like
you're
junior prep, I don't
dominating,
see it better. No.
I see a benefit if you pay whatever you're going to pay for your rep club and you get to practice every day and you're
If
playing
it's
great teams.
$1,500 and you're going to school for basketball, I get it.
Yeah.
But they're not like, especially the young guys that are just, I know, are just like slamming their mom's purses on the ground saying, "Just give me more money so I can play basketball." Like,
Yeah.
it's not worth it. I
No,
I don't
I
want to say
hate
I
it.
hate. I don't. I hate junior prep. I really, really do. Like, it's if it's affordable and they're still going to an actual high school, fine.
Do you know
But dude,
what a prep or post grad school in the US actually is?
yes, yeah. I went
Exactly.
and visited Jacob Theodosu over at Western Reserve. That program's insane.
Yeah. It's it's actual college basketball
Hmm.
run out of a high school program. And post grads are only allowed to take fifth year guys who are prepping for university. We're not throwing 14-year-olds in a gym saying you're going to be the next Michael Jordan to every 15th one and then charging them 10 grand a year. It's unbelievable.
Right, and that again, and I think we probably should clear up. There's a lot of schools here that are doing a really good job. Like,
Amazing.
and if it shows in their records, right, the proper institutions that are taking it seriously, where the coaches are all happy and the players are all in school and everything. There's Would you say it's a majority of teams? I don't know, but there's a lot of teams. No, you can't. There's actually, yeah. Now I think about it, no, it's definitely not. But
If people
there's
are hearing only the audio, my answer is it's not the majority.
not the majority, but there is a good amount of teams that are doing it by the
The right
book,
way.
the
Yeah, the
right
right way.
way, properly ground up, and it's not a money grab. So